Oh, let me check out these. Hey guys. Yeah, it's still happening. Sorry. When did I end time? What time did I end the last one? Kind of lost track of time. Well, I had to do the thumbnail. And then I want to see what time did the other one? And I don't even remember. Because then I was like, shoot, I don't even know what time I ended the last one. An hour ago. It says streamed an hour ago. And this is streamed 3 hours ago. Oh, because that's when I started. I don't know. It's been like over an hour. What the heck is that? Anyway, how's everybody doing? What is that? That's weird. Oh, Sul, you made it. Were you in you weren't in the last one, right? I know you were busy though. Oh, Ashley, yay! Oh, my mic got turned way down. Hello? Hello? It's crazy. It's like sometimes it goes up, sometimes it goes down, sometimes it doesn't do anything. Okay, so, ma'am, don't have my coffee. I was debating. That's why I just sat there and I was like, shoot, I stood over there before I started. I was like, should I go get a cup of decaf? I don't want coffee, but I don't want caffeine, but it could taste good. And I ended up not going. Just drinking this. Anyway, who's the guilty 1, 2, 3? I got to get used to who everybody is now. Lane Nesabu. Lane Nesabu. Or Lanesabu. Wait. I don't know. So got Go, GF Twins, Casey, Kimmy, Jack. All right, guys. Well, we cuff you, Brianna. Simple Southern Mama. Is that a dog or a cat? Yeah, it's a dog, right? All right, so let's go through. Let me see what I got here. Okay. I'll go through the stuff I saved already, and then we could go through. I was thinking about going through I went over to the Facebook group, and I had some stuff we could probably just go through too. Well, let me go through the documents first, actually. So check this out, guys. Maybe you guys could help me with like what some of this stuff means. All right, hold on. Let me bring them all up. I don't need that anymore. I don't need that up anymore. I just need the Travis documents. All right, I'm gonna pull them all up, and then you guys could help me on some of these. I'm a little bit confused. I'm silly. I mean, I kind of know, but it's like, hold on, I'll show you. So the documents, it has nothing to do with the case. What they are is, I just found some documents like child support. There's a child support document. And then like their mortgage or whatever. And like, it just kind of shows you maybe that financial, issue that was going on with him. Cause we know he made, what they say, 40, didn't it say he went from like making 80,000 to 40,000 a year? I think it said around that, right? Which isn't bad. I don't think it's bad. I know I got freaking, people were like, no, like that, but I feel like living in Ohio, making that, it wouldn't be too bad. I mean, it wouldn't be bad as in like you would be out on homeless, but I mean, he was Washington. I don't know. I mean, it'd be more expensive to live there. Never mind. Yeah, it would definitely be more expensive to live there. Depends where you live. Like in Colorado, oh my lord, it's like um that's what I have to compare it to because I was living in Colorado for such a while, and it's so much more expensive. And then, I mean, I know I was telling you I was watching like that Mom and June show. Well, they live in Georgia, and she was looking for a house. It freaking amazed me. So she's looking for a house for 2,500 a month rent, and the freaking in Georgia, right? Huge, huge houses with a pool, or the one had a lake. Huge houses. Well, that one was actually like a little bit over 3,000 a month, but compared to like Colorado, you're gonna pay. Well, now it's even way more, but like 9 years ago, 10 years ago, 12 years ago, all like around that time period, for like 1,500 bucks, you would have like a 700 square foot apartment, like, which isn't a lot, right? Um, so now it probably is more like 3,000. I mean, I'm sure, I don't know if it's doubled in the last 10, 12 years, the price of living. Maybe though, because there was just tons of people coming in. So supply and demand, more people coming in, they jack up the prices. So my point is, it depends where you live. It's huge difference. So Georgia, about 3,500, you can get a beautiful, like, I don't remember how many bedroom, huge house with a lake and a boat. And then for rent, I mean, if you want to rent it, um, compared to like what you would get like Colorado is the only thing I know how to compare it because I was there. What you would get would be in a freaking apartment that's not that big. So I know Washington probably is more expensive to live. Canton's not. Canton's more like a Georgia. I don't know which one's more, but it's like, it's not expensive to live compared to other stuff. But yeah, okay. So let me show you here. There's not going to be any particular order. I mean, it's not a ton. It's just like they're really short. It's like 5 like little documents I found on like their property, uh and I had to redact, like the addresses and stuff, uh but I went and looked at the place. I'll show you. I don't know if I'm trying to think if that would be. I don't. Do you think she because it's such a small place? I was amazed, and that's when it made me realize. I bet you price of living is huge because it was like worth. It was showing like it was worth like 300 to $400,000 for this house that was not that big. It's just like holy crap! Like you could get like I mean, around here you get way bigger for that price. Anyway, I'm gonna shut up now. So this is wow, really? Yeah, I believe it. It's crazy. How it depends where you live. And you would hope that it would coincide like, oh, if you live out there, then you're gonna make more. Yeah, I mean, usually you do make more depending on where you live. If you live at a higher cost, and like minimum wage was way higher in Colorado, but still, I don't know if it's enough where it makes up for that. I think you're still going to be struggling more and have to have a way higher pay job relative. I mean, to what, if that makes sense, relative to what you're making. If that, I don't know how to describe it, but yeah. Anyway, so Travis Decker, um, Division of Child Support. So it says assessor's property child support payments not paid when due are judgments and accrue the lien amount. DASHS claims the debtor named above owes past due child support. The division, here, let me make it bigger. Sorry. The Division of Child Support files a lien in the amount of $13,298 in Chelan County. All real and personal property debtor named above, tribal trust property, blah, blah, blah. Okay. So that was May 13th, 2024. It's dated. And I think, isn't that court hearing June 2024? Hold on, I have it written down. Hold on. Remember that court hearing where he was talking about the audio that we had? When he was talking about how much he made and how, Where did I write that down? I wrote it down somewhere on my files. Oh, I probably have it. Oh, you know what? I have it on my video labeled, but it might be quicker just to find the document. Maybe not. Maybe it'll be quicker to actually go to the video. Oh, here. So yeah, oh, I wrote that down. So 38,000 is what he said he made, and he used to make 86,000 a year. And he made 38,000. That's what he said on that hearing. September, never mind. So that hearing with the audio was from September 27th, 2024. So it was like 4 months after this. Anyway, so oh, that's what it was referring to. Remember, he was talking about wanting to be able to have overnight stays with the kids and talking about how, oh, I always have to make sure I have a place for them to sleep, like a campsite or hotel or whatever. So like trying to get the overnight, but the court said no because it wasn't stable. He's like talking about taking the kids camping and stuff. Anyway, so yeah, 13,000 lien. And then here is this way. So this is 4/25/23. It says Travis Decker, Whitney Decker. So grantor is Travis, grantee is Whitney. What is that? I forget. I always hold on a second. So hold on. Okay, so Travis Decker, quit claim deed. The grantor Travis for and in consideration of property settlement agreement in Chelan County, Washington, divorce proceedings under Superior Court calls number, conveys and quit claims the grantee Whitney Decker all the grantor's interest in following described real estate situate in Chelan County, Washington. So about he's the one that preferred it. So he granted it was the lot hit the land. Hold on, let me pull up the unredacted for me and remind myself what that one was. Hold on one second. I just want to remind myself. There's one you guys got to help me out on. I am so confused on it. Hold on, I'll show you in a minute. Figures it's got to be the last one I click on, right? What I'm looking for. Okay, so yeah, this is for his their house. So he basically, what does that mean? Help me, I'm done when it comes to this kind of stuff. So he's giving quit claim deed. Well, let me pull it back up. Where am I at? This one. Okay. So he's giving her the how, oh wait, quit claim deed, and that this location is at their house that they shared or whatever. I guess I should have done this backwards. I should show the one where they get the house first too, before the divorce. I don't know. I'm stupid when it comes to this, but quit claim deed. Looking up all these definitions. Quit. A legal document used to transfer property ownership, but unlike other deeds, it offers no guarantees about the grantor's ownership or the property's title. Essentially, it transfers whatever interest the grantor has in the property, if any, to the grantee. Quitclaim deeds are commonly used in situations like transferring property between family members, adding or removing a spouse from a title, or resolving minor issues. Yeah, so he's actually, I mean, I guess it would be kind of both transferring property, but he's like removing himself from it because it was for both of them and giving it to her. So now I don't know if that means, maybe their settlement was, okay, I'll keep the house, but then you'll get 50% of something else. I don't know. I mean, I don't have a ton of stuff to show every little thing. So, however they split it, let's say, I don't know if they split it 50-50, but it could be something like that. She was going to keep the house and then he was going to make up for it on something else, or she would give him half the amount of the house, or uh it might not be like that. Sometimes it's like the woman, or it could go the other way where she gets more, like she gets the house, he doesn't get anything. I don't know. It depends on how they did it, right? What do you guys think? Anyway, and then this one is oh, the music finally stopped. um Full legal, okay, where are you? Assessor parcel account number, legal abbreviated description, full legal description located on page 2. It's a loan number. Okay. Travis Decker and Whitney Decker, husband and wife, and Troy S. Decker, a married man, as his sole and separate property. I'm guessing Troy is his dad. I don't know. I never really looked. I could check that out real quick. I just guessed it maybe was his dad. Let me see if I can figure this out really quick. Because I could just look up his background really quick just to see. And I guess I should have looked that up. I was just figuring it was, but now that I'm like thinking about it, like, well, I guess I shouldn't just assume it is, because it might not be. Might be his brother. I don't even know. Does anybody know offhand? So I got his birthday. What's his birthday? Shoot. Where do I have it? I think it's on the other one. Oh yeah, there it is. Okay. Yep, there it is. Troy. Wow, Troy doesn't even. Huh. Hold on a second. That's crazy. It doesn't even come up under his family members. Huh. Doesn't mean it's not, but that's crazy. Hold on, let's see something. Oh, so I guess I didn't even look at this up yet. His background, he was a PNW territory manager, OEM, Marine shipboard. This is Troy, or Travis. This is some of his jobs. Regional outside sales, Marine shipboard. Marine stuff. Industrial marine and shipboard account manager. District inside sales logistics manager. The most recent job title was a PNW territory manager, OEM marine shipboard. When was the last time? It says on his background, last seen February 21st, 2025. All right, hold on. I'm just trying to figure out who Troy Troy. Troy is. 1 second, guys. No, that's not right. Well, that's not even. That's why. Never mind. Hold on, guys. How's everybody doing, though? Thanks for coming back. Thank you for coming back. I was under the wrong guy. Just ignore everything I said about not this. These forms are right about the jobs. Originally, it was the only thing, and then I realized, how old is he? He would be his birthday 25, 35. He'd be no, that's Whitney. Hold on. Wow, he's younger than Whitney. He'd be like 33. How many think he's alive, by the way? I mean, I don't know. I'm wondering if he's even alive. Well, I mean, I think there's a chance he's not. I probably did that wrong. Oh, there he is, 32-inch moment. Oh yeah, because his birthday, he'll be 33 in August. So he's 32. Okay, I found the right one. Yeah, I got his birthday. Okay, so now let's see if we could find Troy. Yeah, there's Troy. Okay, I found Troy. There's Troy. Okay, so Troy. Just be patient. I'm sorry, guys. I don't know. I was just, it probably is his dad. So anyway, so this is a escrow, legal, full description, North Meridian title. It's a bank for a borrower is Travis and Whitney, husband and wife, and Troy. So that's what I was trying to ask, guys. Help me out. Does that mean Troy? So Troy and Num3 are borrowing 348,000. This is his house. So that was one of the things I was confused on. Is Troy a part of them getting the house too? Am I seeing that right? Or no? I don't either. I think there's a chance he's not either. So I don't know if maybe his dad helped him get the loan or something. I don't know. Um, because like I said, it says that he's a borrower too. All three of them, it looks like, if I'm reading that right. And then, oh shoot. But yeah, Troy's listed as a relative, so it's either a brother or a dad. Well, it's probably his dad because Troy is 60 years old. So yeah, I bet it's his dad. Anyway, so 348,000 for the house. I want to see if his dad's got a record or not. He does have a couple of speeding. if that is his dad. Convict driving while impaired, carrying a concealed weapon, a convict carrying a concealed weapon. He's a convict. Yeah. Huh? Wow. And then some of them don't say what for. I hate when they don't show. Sometimes they don't show the charges. Carrying a concealed weapon, driving while impaired, civil revocation, driver's license while impaired, unsafe movement, judge guy, carrying concealed. This is Troy. If Troy's his dad or uncle, it's, I don't know, but it's somebody that's on this loan. I'm guessing dad probably. I'll be able to figure it out. I'm just looking at this guy's record first. Can't believe I didn't even look into this because that's kind of interesting. If this is his dad, he kind of came from a. I mean, his dad might not have been the best role model, huh? Wow. It says his Troy's current job is a trucker at RCS Retail Interiors, but I don't know. Yeah, friends. What's the friend? Huh. So he's a trucker. Trucker. Okay, nothing wrong with that. I mean, being a trucker. Let me see one thing. Let me look at extended data. Let's see if he has anything. No. Okay, so I don't know. This is the 348,000 for their house. So whatever. Was him, his wife, his ex-wife, and I think his dad. I'm pretty sure that's gotta be his dad. Um huh. And then and all those, oh, maybe not. I wanted to see if the 1984, that was a while ago. So that would have been that. It says convict civil revocation while impaired, 1984. So that would have been before Troy was even, or that would have been before Travis was even born. Those bad charges. So yeah, maybe he straightened up because that's, yeah, they were all before Travis was born. Okay, so that's interesting. So maybe he did straighten up and was a good dad. Who freaking knows? I don't know. All right. So we got that, and then we have this right here. So I tried to figure out who these guys were. So look, I just, like I said, I know their last name. So I looked it up and it shows that they sold the house to them, right? But what I don't understand is it says $10. Does anybody know? Because I'm dumb when it comes to some of this stuff, like this kind of stuff. Okay, the grantor Michael J. and Elizabeth, husband and wife, for the consideration of $10 and other good and valuable consideration and hand paid, conveys the and warrants to Travis and Whitney, husband and wife. A married man has his separate estate. Wait, a married man as his, oh, and Troy. A married man has his separate estate. The following described real estate situated in the county of Chelan, right? So I looked it up, like I said, and these names were associated that they sold. It shows that they sold the house, which it's weird. So they sold the house to them, but yet the previous owners weren't them, and they weren't the real estate people. So I'm a little bit confused what this is, because if you look at the previous owners who actually really were living there before Travis and Whitney, it wasn't Michael and Elizabeth, right? But it's like shows almost that they sold him the house, but that wasn't the realtors that sold him the house. So help me out, guys. What does that mean? Is anybody even listening to me? Hey, 41 people. Where are you guys? Help me out. The people that are listening to this and trying to figure it out. Can you help me out? Can you chat, please? Yeah, I already looked up the quitclaim deed. I'm trying to, that was when they got a divorce and he he gave her. Actually, hold on a second. Let me see something. That says 2021. Hold on a second. I don't know. Maybe this is boring to you guys, but this just says that pay in full debt no later than June 1st, 2050. Oh, May 2021. Oh, wait. Oh, no, that was selling it. And then this was borrowing it. Okay, that makes, wait, 2021. But then this, oh, this is the date I need to see. Oh, yeah. So they were, okay, that makes sense. The timeline makes sense. Okay. So they borrowed it 2021. And then when they got a divorce 2023, he granted it to her. But what I don't understand is this $10 thing. And then, like I said, I looked into it, and to be the individuals described and who executed the within foregoing instrument and acknowledged that they signed the name as their free and voluntary act and deed for the uses and purposes therein mentioned. Oh, if anybody, maybe leaving a comment if you're not, if you don't want to chat, but if you could help me figure out what that means. Like I said, if you look this up, these are the people that said that sold them the house, yet it's not the people that were living in the house last. And why does that say $10? I don't know. I don't think anybody's listening to me that's chatting, so just leave a comment. But what do you mean avoid taxes? See, that's what I don't understand that, Kim. Explain that. Why, the house was 348,000. I thought they got the loan. Oh, this says paid 6,965. Real estate tax. Okay, so you're saying real estate. Oh, oh well. I mean, I guess it's not that interesting. I just was trying to understand it. And then this one is another. We're going over other stuff, so if you're bored, just stick around. I just found these documents. I just thought I'd share if anybody's interested, and then we'll go over the updates. But yeah. So here's another one. Grantor, Rachel, and Troy, spouse of Troy. So that's probably his parents. Actually, let me see how old Rachel is. I did see Rachel in this background, so let me see if Rachel's old enough to be his mama. It's gotta be, or stepmom, or whatever, you know. Well, yeah, 59. Okay, and he is 60. For in consideration to separate community property, and hand paid conveys quitclaim to Travis and Whitney, husband and wife, and Troy, a married man, as his separate estate. So Rachel and Troy are granting Travis and Whitney. I don't get the whole husband or the whole Troy a married man as a separate estate. But then what are they given? Quit claims to Travis. They're giving, I don't know, community property. Oh well. Before me personally appeared Rachel to know. Huh. I guess they're giving him something that separate community property. Who knows? Um, but yeah. Travis. It's, when you do one of those background searches that pulls everything, a lot of the times they miss things, his isn't pulling anything, Travis's. But okay, so I'm glad I bored you guys with that one. All right, hold on. Let me do just the screenshots I got, and then we'll go to the actual groups, which looks like there might be a couple interesting new things. I mean, like posts that are kind of, I like going through them. I don't know, I'm silly. All right, so Travis 3. This is all I got to go through. Let's see. So there was a sighting, which I'll show you on the Facebook post when I go over to the groups. But this supposedly somebody cited, and they said it looks a lot like him. I mean, I could see how that could look like him. Like, look. He would have, I mean, he does have long hair, the beard. But you wouldn't think that he would, he's knowing that he's wanted, you wouldn't think that he would go into public places. But I mean, you gotta survive. Like, I mean, eventually you're gonna run out of food. But to be at a bar, you think he would just run into a store and get something to eat, food, whatever he needs to survive, and go right back into hiding. But to be sitting there like at a bar, look at like this girl, they're checking him out. They know, they're like, that looks like that guy. I bet. I don't know. I could be wrong. Oh, it was? I don't know. Somebody posted it in the group and said oh God, look, this looks like him. And then they said, call the cop or call and report it. How do you know it was before the crime, Cuff you? Well, then that's, I mean, whoever posted it's kind of deceiving to do that. And then, I don't think this is him, but this guy's been spotted around. There's a few pictures of him, and somebody says, it says, I believe this exact man had already been established. This is not Travis. I don't know who that is. Is that supposed to be Travis? And they're comparing it. Okay, what is he wrestling? Oh, maybe it's a wrestling picture. Wow, maybe, I don't know. I think that is a. Where did they get that picture? And then they're comparing the eyes, maybe. But yeah, like when I first saw him, I was like, no, it looks like him, but it doesn't. Like, it looks he looks like a similar type, but you could tell it's not him. So oh, and then here, I think that's that same guy, isn't it? Well, maybe. I don't know. Looks like it could be the same guy, but is the other picture maybe? I don't know. Yeah, I mean, you think he would have cut his hair by now, maybe, because I mean, when he disappeared, he had long hair, right? So I mean, but I don't know if that's him. You got to get a front look. It's hard. What do you guys think of that guy? And then this, no way. Oh, they're just showing the eyes. He got the same like shape of his eyes though. The shape is kind of the same. It's just the nose. I mean, the nose is different. They are farther apart. Okay, so actually hold on. I got to do these maybe in order when people post like comments so it makes sense. So first, before I read those, let me do, wait, what is this? Video? Oh, it's her speech. We'll watch that. Whitney talks at, I think, a tribute or something. Okay, so then this was like, now remember, these are updates from the whole last week. These are basically updates from the last time I did a video on him. So if somebody's like, oh, that came out last week or whatever, well, it's new stuff since I've done a video on him. Okay. So I've been collecting it for when I do another video. Okay. So there's a campsite that people were thinking that it was left, that maybe that was his stuff or he was camping there. I don't know. They found some stuff. I don't know if it's anything, but somebody took pictures and thought it was kind of weird because it was just left there, I guess. Um, mhm. Oh, the $10 per GP chat GPT. Common in deeds releases and other legal agreements where the parties want to keep the actual terms private, but still satisfy the legal requirement. Okay, thanks for looking that up. Hey, Melanie, what up, girl? I'm glad you came. Thank you. No, Cuff hasn't responded. Oh, there you are. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I didn't see anything like that though, Cuff. I'm just sharing what I got. Like I said, keep it with a grain of salt because these are just posted in Facebook. Nothing's confirmed or anything, but I find it interesting because a lot of times there's some good information mixed in that ends up being good. But like I said, I don't know if anything, if this is if it was somewhere where he stayed. I mean, maybe he found this equipment and camped there. I don't know. Who knows? But and then there's like a pot, some wood pile burnt and stuff. And it's just oh no, wait, that was where his camping was. Never mind. Oh my god. It was that was his old tent. That's not what I there's another pictures. Oh my god, I just had a moment. There's other pictures I have somewhere of stuff that was left. This, I don't know if this actually was this actually at his campsite? Yeah, sorry. Now I feel like an idiot. That actually was that came out. Um, hold on a second. Let me find the pictures I was talking about. Is that it? What is that document? Oh, here, let me crop that. Read this. This could be interesting. Why do I feel like this? Is this the one? Maybe I have it in the wrong file. Why am I feeling like as I'm going through this, this is the one that I shared? Are these the stuff I shared in the last live? And I just have it in the wrong file. I have my new stuff in the wrong file. Because as I'm going through it, I'm like, did we go through all this? I know I have a file though that I haven't shared yet that I've been going through groups and going through updates. And as the last week since the last live, I've been like saving stuff in a file to show when I do a live. And I don't know where the heck it is because I have you guys seen this right here or no? Help me out, guys. Because I need to know because if this is the same one from my last live, then I'll have to go find the other one. Have you seen this with me? Anyway, it says anger management, domestic violence, and full psychiatric evaluation by a licensed psychiatrist to include any potential diagnosis. These will be scheduled within 30 days of the hearing. That's Travis, what he must do. Father will complete anger management or domestic violence program at Northwest Family Services Institute with is that George? I can't tell if that's an O after the G. I don't know. Or the program with Ginger Johnson in Spokane, Washington. He will enroll in the next available program after the hearing. The father will also attend individual counseling sessions with a licensed mental health counselor or at least twice per month. This is to begin within 30 days of the hearing. This is in addition to any treatment recommended by the psychiatrist. The court petitioner and counsel within 48 business hours respondent is solely responsible for fulfilling and producing compliance reports, not the providers. Okay, so anger management, which we She did mention something, Whitney, remember, but it's still a little bit confusing why it was he physically abused? I know mentally, I mean, I know there's more abuse than physical, but was he? Because look, domestic violence, but why did she tell law enforcement that there was nothing ever physical? I still don't get that, because that would have sped up the Amber Alert. I'm still have not gotten that answer. Has she came out and explained that? All right, let me see which way to scroll. Hold on. Okay, so let me read the newest. I mean, like I said, June 23rd update, official update, and June 20th. But remember, since the last live, these are new. Okay. So on June 20th, it said coordinator to find and arrest Travis, together with officers, deputies, resources from many agencies. Deputies and detectives are daily seeking, pursuing possible leads and items of interest that could show Decker's movements and activity. Human error, canine resources have spent countless hours working to ensure that if Decker is in or comes to Kittitas County, I don't know how to say that right, we're there to arrest him. We know there's a strong public thirst for information. Okay, let's see. This one doesn't. That one doesn't give. I think the next one gives some information. Let me see. This is from June 23rd. It says 24 days ago, it's believed Travis killed his three daughters, disappeared into the forest around the Rock Island campground in Chelan County. Since then, the official search to find and arrest him has included dozens of agencies and organizations, hundreds of people, and thousands of hours. They have focused on protecting our community. Okay, let me see. They've spent days and nights in remote terrain, working with canine sources. At this time, there's no certain evidence that Decker remains alive or in this area. Seemingly strong early leads gave way to less convincing proofs over the last 2 weeks of searching. Still, we can't and won't quit this search. Peyton, Evelyn, and Olivia Decker deserve justice, and Decker remains a danger to the public as long as he's at large. We are still asking for and will continue to investigate leads and tips from the public. We remain prepared to deploy our own resources. Actually, this isn't the one I was thinking of. There's one that actually gives information of something. Shoot. So I guess maybe I have a file somewhere, but I do have some things in here that I don't think I read yet. All right. I forget what these say because some of these are like a week ago. Michaela, if it was him, skinnier, like possible drugs, he seemed like a nice guy when I was talking to him with white tee, black motorcycle jacket, and jeans. I don't know. I mean, I know a lot of these are probably not, but I think he had mentioned being in jail before. I can't remember the color of his eyes, if they were more light green or auburn in the sun. Shaved short hair, no facial hair. I can't remember if he had a mole on his nose or not. I remember distinctly seeing a fish tattoo on the inner right elbow of a customer, if not this guy, because I thought that was an odd place to have a fish that was within the same day or day before. Crescent moon eyes when he smiled. Missing tooth on the upper left side. I put him about 69 inches tall, black motorcycle with plastic saddlebags set on Missoula Mount. I mean, how would he get a motorcycle though? Unless, dude, what if he had a motorcycle the whole time? I mean, what if, I don't know how, I mean, they wouldn't know, but like he left the car there and had a motorcycle and has been on a motorcycle the whole time. I don't know. He could be anywhere then. Anyway, he didn't have a phone, needed cash for tattoos he was doing, asking for roads. Yeah, I don't know, guys. I know if this is, but she says, I swear he told me his name was Travis 2 times. Where I work, there is so many cameras and audio in the front where we spoke for over an hour or over a half hour. He mentioned hardships with this woman and losing his farm, I believe, from Washington. He didn't mention children, but was trying not to cry when he spoke of his woman cheating on him. He did have a grayscale portrait of a young girl on his left shoulder. When he was showing a few of us his work, we were considering getting a tattoo from him. The reason I made my statement is he was hanging around the gas station for hours looking for cash jobs. Big Country News had a possible sighting in McCall, Idaho area. I'm in Donnelly close by. It was the same day I saw him, so I thought back on all we talked about. Seemed odd he was leaving town that night if he didn't find work. The fact they hadn't found him yet, I think they should look back into my statement over a week ago just to be certain it wasn't him. The picture of Travis holding his baby with the baseball hat looks similar to who I saw, but the guy I saw was skinnier and little to no mustache. If it's possible, it isn't him, but if you don't have leads, I think you should go look at back into eyewitness testimonies. At least try. It was about June 5th, so the time is of the essence. That's just one MF of a coincidence to mean to not look more into this guy. I know this guy was going through some hardship, so I feel bad if it wasn't him. He is bothered about this. But if I don't say something and I could have been, this might be worse. Okay. It was 3 weeks ago yesterday, so it doesn't really matter, but he went into downtown for what it's worth, driving like a maniac on the run. I spent over a half hour on the phone yesterday with the U.S. Marshals. When I finished, he said, "You're the second person to report that county with the same description, same vehicle and all." Oh, wait. So this, where's the rest of it? See, this is what's going to be out of order. It says, "I'll give you a truck description. This dude was in the area of 2010 type body style Dodge Ram era, Dodge Ram white with 4 inches off of lift, pretty wide tires. I'm not positive on this because I only got a split second to see the rims. They look like stainless and black. Also had a black fifth levered tailgate. I don't know. How, I mean, where would he get a car, like a, I don't know, where did he get that though? You know? Oh, I'm going backward. I went the wrong way. A lot of these people, I just think it's just somebody that looks like him and they thought was him. I don't know. Hey, if anybody's looking for that Travis Decker, have him check in Sheridan. I picked a gentleman up that looked a lot like him with his baggage, and Gillette dropped him off at the truck stop. If he killed them 3 girls and there's a manhunt for his butt right now, perspective, check around there to Billings. He's heading on his way to Idaho. Just a thought. Everybody had a good night. Have a good night. I'm off to work. And then this person said, I thought I saw that guy the other day at the Big D truck stop, or somebody that looked a lot like him. Now that could be somebody like catching a ride. I could see that. Somebody having a car, like, I don't think he's going to risk stealing a car, because then they report it stolen. He'll get caught probably pretty easy. Now, did he have a car before nobody knew of? I don't know. Here's that same guy. Heads up, my neighbor caught this guy in the backyard a few days ago. He has an axe on his shoulder. This guy does not belong on the street. Axe on his shoulder. Keep your eye open. Yeah, see. But no, that's not him. I would call the police. It looks like him. Ooh. That kind of does with this. I mean, you would imagine or think that he would have all that scruff, like if he's not able to shave or have a spot to live in. Smelling rubber. Anyway, gosh, I don't know. It's pretty blurry, but that's how you would imagine him be. Like, this guy looks kind of dirty if he's out in nature. Huh. Maybe. Oh, wait, there's a better picture of him. Hold on. Oh, well, I don't know. What's he doing? Since, what do you guys, where's this at? I know we didn't know he had a motorcycle, but my point is like, what if like he did get, like, nobody knew and he bought one off, you know what I'm saying? Or got, I mean, chances are probably not, but I mean, in reality, we don't know, just because it's not a known thing and no, like, his wife didn't know and family or didn't know. Doesn't mean he didn't plan this for a while and get stuff prepared and try to be as like secretive as whatever. And I'm not saying there's a good chances, but I'm just saying we don't know what he planned and what he had without telling people in reality, you know. Um and chances are if he meets somebody, he probably would lie about stuff. So like that whole jail thing, I don't think that guy was the person that she was talking to anyway. But would you really expect the person to tell like truth? Maybe he just wanted some sympathy, so he's going to make up another story and not tell his life because he doesn't want to get caught. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, with that being said, I don't think she was talking to him, but I don't think hypothetically if he would be talking to somebody and make up a story about himself, is that weird? You know what I'm saying? I almost think it's weirder for him to tell the truth about himself because he wants to hide who he is. He's got to pretend to be somebody else. So yeah. Is this, no, that's that one I read. Okay, just my opinion though. Here I think this is Whitney, right? I don't have it labeled, but I'm pretty sure. Let's see what she says. Hold on. Why am I not hearing anything though? I should be hearing it. Oh yeah, there we go.
I just have a short something to share. Good evening, and thank you all for being here. I really appreciate it. You all look beautiful, and I know that Abby would have loved to ooh and ah over all of your outfits. She would have been amazed by all the color out there. I just thought you guys look fantastic. You know, the painter would have sought each and every one of you out to try to find something to give you a compliment for. She did that for everyone, whether it's in the grocery store or at school or with me, always telling me, oh, you look so beautiful, Mom, I love your earrings, or whatever it was that she could find. I wanted to share and use the connection the girls and I had that I think allowed them to have such warm and open hearts to the community around them. After my divorce, there were a lot of feelings flowing through my house, as you could imagine, me going through a divorce with 3 small, tiny women. Some of the feelings were easier to talk about than others. Through the girls' time with Children's Home Society and some incredible therapists, we discovered the 3 feelings. At night, during their bedtime routine, I would ask them what 3 feelings they felt during that day. No feeling too big or too small, and what was going on when they felt those feelings. For Peyton, she always had more than 3, consistently eager to tell me about every minute of her day. She was always interrupting her sisters to make sure I knew every single one. For Ev, we would talk about our feelings one-on-one, right at bedtime, because she wasn't always ready to share them with her sisters. And for Olivia, we were still working on how to describe all of her feelings, but beyond a shadow of a doubt, one was always happy. Even when I tried to avoid telling my feelings, which is so easy to do as an adult, I feel like, the girls, one of them would always say, wait, Mom, you didn't tell me what yours were, and make sure that I too would tell them what my 3 feelings were. I'm so thankful for the time that I had with the girls, and how the 3 feelings allowed us to connect when the world slowed down, and it really gave me an inside look into their day. I believe doing this with them allowed them to come into the world with open hearts and kindness. I hope that you are all able to do some version of the 3 feelings with your loved ones. Thank you everyone for being here tonight and the outpouring of love that you have shown me and my family over the past few weeks. I truly hope that the legacy of the girls' lives lives in everyone's heart forever. They were incredible.
I can't even imagine. Really. Um, okay, what else? Here's some of those points. But now I think there's more updates. So this is where Sheila in Town, Red Top, Liberty. So I'll have to do update my map that I was working on. It says Blink and I are fairly certain we crossed paths with and spoke to Travis Decker while hiking today at Red Top. Well, that's what was on that map, though. Red Top Lookout. Yes, we've already reported it. Please be safe out there and extra aware of your surroundings. Wow, how scary though, because he has nothing to lose. So if you cross his path, he really has nothing to lose at this point, because he's already, when he gets caught, he's already going to go to jail for life. I mean, murder. So like, if it's scary, because with him having nothing to lose and being capable of murder his own children, if you have something he needs, food, clothing, I mean, he's gonna not stop at anything. He'd be so desperate and nothing to lose to get what he wants, that'd be scary. It says Peace SA to be aware of your surroundings near Red Top. A coworker and his wife have called it in, but a fairly certain they caught eyes on Travis. Please be around your surroundings. Oh, that's that one we just read. And this person says, my fiance and I had an interaction with him at the Rock Cafe on June 1st. We had been camping and out of reception. Wow. So we didn't know till the next morning what was going on. Wow. So they didn't even know about him. Okay. We called it in. FBI called us right away. Nothing. Then 1 week later, Rock Cafe was their headquarters. Why did it take a week? Why is he still out there? But wonder what kind of interaction, like what happened, and I want to know more information. What do you say? And then it says, does anyone know a female rockhound who drives a blue Jeep and was at the red Top Trailhead earlier today, 6/21/25, with a friend? My husband and I saw them there and spoke with them briefly. We have a follow-up question related to Travis. Please reach out if this sounds like you. A female rockhound who drives a blue Jeep, huh? And then somebody says, I was up there yesterday and saw the blue Jeep on our way out as we were getting into our car, but we didn't speak to them, just wove. What time were you up there? I was there from 1 to 5-ish and didn't see anyone that looked like Travis. I must have just missed him. And this person says, we arrived 5:20 and spoke to the girls driving the blue Jeep as they were leaving. We saw what we believed to be Travis at 5:42, just shy of the lookout. But what I was hoping the other girls or you might remember is what the make and model of the car was that was parked across from them when they left. Because after they left, there was just one car remaining besides ours. Yeah, but he could have been walking. I mean, where'd he get a car? I mean, he could have got a car without anybody knowing or stole a car, but I mean, I would think he would just, if he didn't have a car to begin with. I know he left his truck there, but I'm saying if he planned this and set up something and bought, like, I don't know, untraceable car. I mean, who knows? Probably not. But if he didn't do that, if he didn't have a car, I mean, I think it'd be too risky to go steal a car, because they report it and then bam, I mean, with all the traffic freaking cameras and everything, they would catch him so quick. But I mean, he might get desperate to a point. Okay, then they said, my husband and I, this is continuing that comment thread, right? My husband and I both commented when we arrived that the other car must have struggled getting up there since it was difficult, even in our Explorer. And after the man we think was Travis left, that car was gone too. Huh. Now we didn't see him get in the vehicle, but the police were wanting to know if we could remember what it was, since once he was gone, the car was too. And they say, was it a dark blue Honda or possibly Toyota sedan? The man in that car was younger and was digging right by us. I thought to ask his name before we left. but I did not. Huh? I was younger. It was okay. Somebody says he wasn't a bad person. Oh, so somebody that knew him. He wasn't a bad person. The military and his situation and mental health from the military was devastated by Rangers. And the way society and laws are biased against men in general is truly a sad and effed up world we live in, where we can support young men going to their deaths to kill innocents of others. But when they become what everyone's proud of, then all of a sudden we're monsters when we get out. It's an effed up trap. Don't let your children in the military, please, especially not women. Interesting. Oh, see, some of these are backwards. I hate it. So this should have been first. I was in the battalion with Travis, and I know him on a personal level. This is really effed up, and I don't solely blame him when the military has killed other members, covered it up, and 2 other Rangers killed themselves before I got out. I'm going to make this no, and people involved in the details of our deployment and service while in regiment. Wait, I'm going to make this known, probably. Oh, known, I bet. And then it says, my heart truly goes out to you and to every service member who was used, wounded mentally or physically, and then turned away or forgotten by the very system that promised to support you. No one should have to carry that burden alone. I can't imagine the weight of what you've experienced, but I see your pain and I'm so sorry. You deserve better. Thank you for speaking up and for shedding light on what so many others are still silently going through. And it shows you how long, 11 hours and 57 minutes. Okay. What's this? Parenting plan. Oh, that's that next page, a parenting plan. When I was reading that. And then those are those pictures. All right, let me see what else I got, y'all. Let's skip some. I don't know why it does that. You're scrolling over. Sometimes it skips it. Okay, here's another post where it says, he didn't come close. He just stood on the side of the road where we were passing and just said hello. And when we returned less than 5 minutes later, he was no longer there. He disappeared in that time. And it was also reported yesterday that they only said that they sent a helicopter. And today we took them to the place and now we don't know anything else. I messaged the sheriff's office last night as I was driving. This is 6/8, so a while ago. As I was driving the pass at 4:30 p.m., someone ran across the road up ahead of me, and in the area they are looking. When I got to the area they ran into, all that was there was a guardrail and trees. Never saw them. There were no other cars on that stretch of the road. No cars parked alongside of the road. It was not him, or if it was not him, it was someone out there in the middle of nowhere. Thought it was very odd and had a strange feeling about it. He says, good job for calling it in. Always trust your gut instincts. Exactly what they meant by see something, say something. See something, say something. Very true. Oh, I have one more. They are already approaching. Yesterday, I saw him by the Palisades or Douglas Creek. I was fishing with my family and we saw him. He greeted us and smiled. Obviously, the corresponding authorities were informed and we accompanying them to the exact location of the sighting this morning. We hope he will be captured very soon. Okay. Now, let me we'll just go over this a little bit and then all right. Wait. There. Let me bring up. There, that's the one I want to bring up. Okay, here we go. Back to nighttime thermal search. So, like, where they're trying to look, which sometimes is a good idea of maybe, where they think he is, but they might not have any freaking idea where he is. They follow the flight has landed or is out of coverage. What is this? Oh my god. Oh, look, I didn't even know they got the results. So that's an update, right? Did I read that right? Blood sample taken from crime scene belonged to Travis Decker. Investigators discovered 2 bloody handprints on Decker's truck, found abandoned at the campsite. Because remember, there was one non-human and one male or whatever, or one human, and they never said it was his. They never said, oh, was it his? But probably took time to get the results. And yeah, it is. It was his, which I figured, but it's good to have it confirmed. Uh, evidence located at the site where the 3 Decker sisters were found dead is confirmed DNA match to their father, Travis. Blood samples taken from the area match that of Travis Decker, dispute any possibility that another person was there at the location where the bodies of the Decker girls were discovered. As the manhunt nears, comments. Huh. Searching. Striking dramatic poses. Yeah. Man. This is crazy that they haven't found it yet. All right, let's see if there's anything else interesting. Is this a new old one? The same? Oh, I mean, did she speak again? Because I know she spoke right away. Remember? Did she speak again? I wonder.
Not and will not stop looking for the father that they think murdered his 3 young daughters and took off into the woods over 3 weeks ago. But just because Travis Decker hasn't been caught doesn't mean he's still on the run. It could also mean that Travis Decker is dead. And by the looks of the way the search teams shifted their tactics, it is starting to look that way. In a Facebook post on Tuesday, County Sheriff said, and I quote, "There is no certain evidence that Decker remains alive or in this area." And if that's not black and white enough, authorities have now added cadaver dogs to the search teams. In the meantime, the mother of those 3 beautiful little girls who were bound at the wrists and suffocated, she spoke this week at a public memorial. Whitney Decker had been required by the court to let her ex take their daughters for a daytime visit, a visit from which they did not return. Here's Whitney memorializing Peyton, Evelyn, and Olivia.
At night, during their bedtime routine, I would ask them what 3 feelings they felt during that day. No feeling too big or too small, and what was going on when they felt those feelings. For Peyton, she always had more than 3, consistently eager to tell me about every minute of her day. She was always interrupting her sisters to make sure I knew every single one. For Ev, we would talk about her feelings one-on-one, right at bedtime, because she wasn't always ready to share them with her sisters. And for Olivia, we were still working on how to describe all of her feelings, but beyond a shadow of a doubt, one was always happy.
Oh, we just watched that. Hold on. Let's fast forward. We watched that earlier, like a few minutes ago, remember? Let's watch what the attorney, and then I have this article where they her dad talks.
Whitney Decker's attorney.
Well,
that is so hard to watch, Ariana. How is Whitney holding up?
She's holding up okay. I think better than anyone could ever be expected to hold up under this situation. She is surrounded by friends and very strong family support, as well as family support by Travis's family. And she's just trying to cherish the memories of her babies and do what she can to advocate for change while this is still really difficult, obviously, for all of us.
Ariana, I cannot even imagine what Whitney wants to see as an outcome. What does justice look like in this search for Travis?
That he's found, dead or alive. That's a huge thing that she wants. It's very, very important to her, so that she can have peace. That's probably number one. Number two is she doesn't ever want this situation to occur again when it can be avoided. She doesn't want the veterans out there to have to go through what Travis went through. Their resources are being taken away every day, including some of the resources that Travis had available to him. Those are being taken away next week. And also the Amber Alert system that could have possibly saved those girls had it been enacted at the time of their disappearance. She wants to be able to save other people's babies, even though she can't save her own.
Can I ask you, Ariana, if you mentioned she wants Travis to be found dead or alive? Is there one of those versions that she prefers?
I don't think she's able to think that far ahead, because either way, it's hard, right? I think that she knows that if he is found alive, he'll never be able to answer the questions that she might have to a point where it would give her any peace. I think that her main focus is just that he's found, one way or the other.
Any idea what the motive was at this point?
I think that the motive was Travis had severe mental health issues, more severe than anyone knew. And I mean, what possible motive could there be, right, for killing your babies? I just don't think
you're right. Ariana Kozart, thank you for being on. Please give our best well wishes to Whitney and to the rest of the family. And we will check in with you to see how things are.
Okay, let me read a couple articles. Man, I think he could be not alive anymore, to be honest. I'm leaning more towards that. I don't know. But for those of you that don't think he's alive anymore, do you think he just died naturally from like trying to survive? Or he did it himself? What do you think? Yeah, just put your answer in the chat. Let me share some of these articles now. What is that? All right. Let's do which one first? We'll do this one first. Oh, yeah. Okay, so this was supposed grandfather of the girl speak out. Distraught, stricken grandfather is questioning why his former son-in-law, Travis Decker, who was accused of the deaths of his 3 daughters, was given visitation rights while allegedly being homeless. There is a manhunt for Decker, who is wanted for 3 counts of murder and kidnapping, according to the police in Wenatchee, Washington, about 100 miles east of Seattle. Police said it is unknown whether Decker, a former Army soldier with extensive training, was armed. Decker is a native to Pewaukee and graduate of Pewaukee High School. Chris Richter, grandfather and father of the girl's mother, Whitney Decker, spoke to the Freeman on Wednesday. Richter, who lives in Burlington, Wisconsin, has had good communication with his daughter and grandchildren. He said when the two were married, Richter had no issue with him during that time. He was a military young guy. I could see that in him. There was nothing evil, Richter said. He admitted he wasn't in their household, but his opinion was that Decker was tired of adulting, such as having 3 kids and going to work every day. Richter accused Decker, after getting divorced, of going wild and drinking too much, not paying child support. His former son-in-law worked odd jobs in construction and helped control fires in the local forest. Whitney told police that Travis picked up the girls, ages 9, 8, and 5, around 5 p.m. May 30th for a planned visit, but had not returned by 8, and his phone went straight to voicemail. Court documents said authorities looked for the children and for Travis, who was believed to be living out of a white 2017 GMC Sierra pickup with Washington plates. The detective said she expressed concern because Decker reportedly has never done this before and is currently experiencing some mental health issues. Police and Decker's unoccupied truck was found Monday near a campground west of the city, which is about 20 miles northwest of Wenatchee. According to the affidavit, Chelan County Sheriff's Office deputies found the girls' bodies at 75 to 100 yards from the truck. The Seattle Times reported police believe the girls died from asphyxiation and reported that their wrists were zip tied. Richter is angered over how Decker, who was living out of his truck, was allowed visitation rights. According to Richter, his daughter hired a lawyer regarding back child support payments and requested Decker not be allowed unsupervised visits with the girls. Decker sought to have unsupervised visits, according to Richter. He met enough markers laid out by court, while homeless, living in his truck, that they awarded unsupervised visits because he met enough markers. This was his very first unsupervised visit, Richter said. Oh, I didn't know that. Is that true? His very first unsupervised visit? Wait a minute. What about that story where what was it? Was his daughter ended up? Now I forget the details of it. But it seemed like it wasn't supervised. That wasn't a supervised visit. Is that? Did you guys hear that? Because I was under the impression that wasn't his first unsupervised visit. Huh. He added, it wasn't that his daughter wanted to keep the girls from him, but just wanted supervised visits to keep everyone safe. Richter said his daughter was concerned about his instability. The unsupervised visit was only supposed to be during the daytime. This is what happened, he said. Richter is also angry about a lack of an Amber Alert. Washington State Patrol was contacted the night the girls went missing to request an Amber Alert, but it did not meet the required criteria. Okay, they did do an endangered missing person alert the next day. Richter is voicing the need for policies and rules to change. It will keep happening again and again. She called on Friday. Suddenly on Monday, the warrants are issued. And then boom, boom, boom. Now he had a 3-day head start and on the lam. He can be in Timbuktu by now. I know that won't bring the kids back, he said. Richter described Peyton, Evelyn, and Olivia as always being with their mother and grandmother. They were sweet, nice girls. He said his daughter had her life together and was working on a plan to get her master's degree. The little girls were just charming and great. The oldest, Peyton, just ran her first track meet, a 100-meter dash. She wanted a guitar for her birthday, and I just bought her one, Chris said. Aw. Olivia received a drum set from her grandfather, and Evelyn was also involved in different activities. They were nice little kids. They were raised stably by their mother. There was nothing trash about them, Richter said. Richter hopes the tragedy spurs change in how child visitation rights are handled, as well as arrest warrants. He questioned why it took 3 days for an arrest warrant to be served. These are people's lives at stake, Richter said. Man. And then I don't know, I feel like I may have read this before, but I'm going to read it because a part of me doesn't think I did. Let me see when the date is. No, I wouldn't have because that was June 26th. I haven't done a video since then. Okay, so I haven't read it. So this is titled, Travis Decker's neighbor reveals weird encounter before his $3 died. He was skinny. He had long hair and a beard. I said, is that you, Travis? Neighbor Bing how do you say that? Nguyen tells people of how the murder suspect looked on the day he picked up his $3. By all accounts, Travis was an enthusiastic girl dad to his trio of daughters, Peyton, Evelyn, and Olivia, whom he shared with his ex-wife, Whitney. The family's longtime next-door neighbor, Ben, recalls Travis taking the girls on camping trips in the Cascade Mountains near their home in Wenatchee, Washington. And when the Deckers' marriage crumbled in 2022, Travis, 32, moved out of the house, but still regularly, that's a word I have trouble saying for some reason, regularly, stopped by his dog, or wait, he regularly stopped by with his dog to pick up the girls for visits. See, unsupervised. I'm telling you. I think the grandpa was wrong. I'm pretty sure he had unsupervised visits before. That wasn't his first unsupervised visits. Well, I mean, somebody help me out here. Did you think that? Or am I wrong? Melazim. What is your original name? I know that face. I can't think. I'm bad with getting everybody's what their original name was. Why can't I remember half of these? I know you, Melanie. I know this is Kim. Is it Melissimo or whatever? Oh, I can never say it right. I'll say yours is why is yours the same? Wait a minute. Why didn't yours change? Okay, let me continue reading this. Where did I leave off? Oh yeah, so he took him on camping trips. Oh, so yeah, when he picked up his daughters regularly for visits, right? Okay, so they loved him a lot, and he loved them too. Nguyen tells people in this week's issue on the newsstand Friday. Yeah, when Travis, a formerly clean-cut U.S. Army veteran who went on to work in construction, arrived for a pickup on Friday, May 30th, Nguyen, who was watering his lawn at the time, was struck by how different his former neighbor looked. He was skinny. He had long hair and a beard, I said. Is that you, Travis? Nguyen recalls As the two men chatted for 10 minutes, Travis, while polite, seemed distracted, absent-mindedly asking how he'd been 3 times. It was kind of weird, says Nugian. He had a sad face. According to the Deckers' court-approved parenting plan, Travis was to have a 3-hour visitation with his daughters that evening, beginning at 5 p.m. But when the scheduled drop-off time of 8 p.m. came and went, Whitney's initial concern turned into fear for her daughter's safety. Her calls to Travis went straight to voicemail, even though her ex-husband had always been reachable, as she would later tell investigators. At 9:34, Whitney, 35, went to Wenatchee Police Department to report Peyton, Evelyn, and Olivia missing, setting off a frantic search for the girls as well as their father, led by the police. 3 days later, on June 2nd, investigators with Chelan County Sheriff's Office found the girls' bodies in plastic bags over their heads and at least one zip ties around the wrist. And at least one with zip ties around her wrists near Travis's abandoned pickup at the remote Rock Island campground. Medical examiner determined they had died of asphyxiation. Sorry, I'm moving around a lot because my legs are hurting and I'm trying to keep the blood flowing. I'm like thinking, wow, people are probably thinking I'm like why is she moving around? But I keep trying to move my legs so they don't I don't know. Anyway, now Travis, a combat veteran trained in survival skills, who federal authorities claim searched online for how to relocate to Canada days before he disappeared, is the subject of a massive ongoing manhunt wanted on suspicion of first-degree murder and kidnapping. I think this is all. Born into a family that valued military service, Travis, whose father and brother were also soldiers, okay, I didn't know that, enlisted in the U.S. Army in 2013. When he met Whitney the following year, he had recently completed an Army Rangers deployment in Afghanistan. Huh. I remember reading about his brother. His older brother went into the military, so then he followed him, or he did what he did too. Maybe that one article like last week or when the last live when I was going through that. Remember his brother's talking about his brother's interview. I don't know if it talked about his dad being in the army. It may have, and I just forgot. Anyway, the couple fell in love and married in 2015. They were stationed in Italy for 3 years and then in Georgia for 3 years before settling with their girls in Washington State. Wow, so they were together for a while. They just didn't marry right away. Oh, no, they did marry in 2015. Never mind. The reason I was thinking is because the house was bought in 2021, right? Or something. But so they married in 2015. They were stationed in Italy for 3 years and Georgia for 3 years. And then settling in Washington. Okay. Wow. Where they both have family. Almost from the beginning of the marriage, Travis's mental health was a challenge, according to Whitney's attorney, Ariana Cozart. So wait, they divorced in 2023, right? So they were married, wow, 8 years. Wait, did I do that right? Yeah. Okay. I mean, it is pretty long. I mean, it's a good chunk of time, but I mean, anyway, he seemed to suffer from PTSD as a result of combat. She says. Whitney struggled to help Travis through severe paranoia, nightmares, and insomnia. Family life became more difficult for Travis after he left the Army and joined the Washington National Guard in 2021. His issues seemed to spiral once he was out of what Whitney calls the bumpers of the military that kept him in line. He tried to get help and he went to the VA. He called the Veterans Crisis Line, but nothing seemed to change, Kozar added. Wow. So after he left the Army, joined the National Guard. Huh. It seemed to spiral. which they're probably all there, but the army kept them in line, like she said, and that's when he just like started to spiral and let it. But he was probably struggling before that, I bet. Huh. 2 years after the Deckers illegally separated, Whitney went to court to rewrite the couple's custody agreement. Travis, who by then was living in his RV and spending nights at shelters, would no longer have overnight stays with the girls. Instead, they spent days with their father every other weekend and they seemed to enjoy it. Meanwhile, Travis was reportedly having trouble at work and was even considering rehoming his beloved husky. Wow. But until their daughters were found on June 2nd, Whitney never suspected him of causing harm. This man never laid a hand on those girls, says Cozart. As the hunt for the fugitive entered its fourth week, Whitney, who says she regrets that authorities never issued an Amber Alert about her missing daughters, will advocate to improve the alert system and provide more mental health services for veterans. But first, as Cozart says, she must say goodbye to her babies. At a memorial service in Wenatchee Park on June 20th, where mourners were asked to wear purple, pink, and green. Purple, pink, and okay. Whitney told the crowd that Evelyn would have oohed and awed over their colorful outfits, and Peyton would have sought out something to compliment about each attendee. Aw. I'm so thankful for the time that I had with the girls, she said. They were incredible. If you or someone else needs mental health, text strength to the crisis line 741-741. Oh, that's interesting. So if you text strength to 741-741, okay. Huh. Interesting. I did not know that. And then I have one more article I'm going to read. This, what is that? Oh. Do I have to sign in? No. Oh, I guess I do. All right. This is called, I don't know. I forget what this one was. This one is Tri-Cities Police respond to Prosser after possible Decker sighting. Okay, let's see. As the manhunt, 32-year-old Travis continues nearly a month after being accused of murdering his three daughters, police from across the Tri-Cities responded to Prosser to report that he may be in the area. I can't believe nearly a month he's been. Wow. According to Sergeant Scott Orate with the Prosser Police Department, someone was driving when they saw the man who looked similar to Decker walking along Interstate 82 near Wine Country exit on Saturday, June 28th at around 1 p.m. Wow. Let me make it a little bit bigger. Always on the wrong screen when I try to do that. That's really big. According to Sergeant Scott O'Reilly, I already read that. Okay, so he was walking around 1 p.m. on the Interstate 82. The caller said the man ran into a nearby orchard. Whoa. Wait, so they seen him. He runs. So police responded and surrounded the area. Officers and deputies from Benton County Sheriff's Office and the West Richland Police Department and Pasco Police Department all helped saturate the area in an attempt to locate the man. Drones and police canines were deployed, and ultimately he was found in the area by Pasco's police sergeant, canine handler Brad, at around 3 p.m. Who was found? They found what? Now I'm confused. They didn't find him. Who was found? This is a lie. Oh, okay. Like, is this one of those stupid false reports of fake news? Oh, I was like, wait, is this like happening? And like, they found him as we're on? Like, what is going on? I was looking. Okay, so had a moment there. So they found the guy that ran. So the sergeant said he's grateful to the people who made the report, all the responding agencies who helped deal with the situation. Photos of Decker and his tattoos were used to verify that the man they found was not Decker. So, not him. Must have looked enough like him that they had to check out the tattoos. Okay. Like, dang. My legs, though, I feel like I gotta keep moving on. What is this about? I'm curious, where does anyone see him balding? If he was balding, you wouldn't see it. Why are we talking about the balding? Okay. Did they find somebody? Oh, yeah, there was that picture, but it was so back of somebody. You can't even tell. Oh, wait, I forgot I'm here. Sorry. I had it on the other screen. I was looking through this. We're right here showing. Like, okay. Yeah. I mean, that's true. I was saying that too. Like, what if he just threw him off and made it look like he was going there, but then went somewhere else, you know? So search that ahead of time so he knew his phone would be searched. Then they would think he was going that way, but he goes south instead. Definitely a possibility on why they're not able to find him because they're on the wrong path. Not a single piece of DNA collected from evidence found by tactical teams deep inside the mountains near the city of Leavenworth has matched the DNA of Travis. Dang, where is he? Yeah, I think he might be gone, or he's complete somewhere completely different. He went south, went somewhere totally different. Everybody's looking in the wrong direction, or he is not no longer with us. What is this? Sheriff Mike Morrison reports ongoing search for Travis. The need for backcountry rescues continues. 6/20/2025, Rivercom received a report of a 32-year-old female from Seattle who had fallen and injured her shoulder while hiking in the enchantments. She was unable to walk out and needed rescuing. Despite an incoming windstorm, the sheriff's helicopter was able to take advantage of a small window and fly to the area of Perfection Lake where they contacted the injured hiker. They loaded her on the helicopter and transported her to waiting. Okay, good. They got her. They got her safe. They got her safe. What is this? Oh, no, it's a different case. Huh. All right, guys. You know what? There's somebody missing in Canton. Um, I've been like, uh, hold on. No, I already read that one. Cartels. I mean, I know. Jocelyn, are you here? Because remember, she had like a alternate theory of what if somebody else did it and they killed. I mean, his blood was found. I mean, what if they killed him or took him somewhere and it actually was someone else and they killed him? You know, I think. I mean, I don't think so, but I mean, hey, I'm open to other possibilities. It's not totally um not it's not possible. You know what I'm saying? It is possible, but that reminds me because it says yes, cartels in Mexico have been known to use zip ties and bags over the head. So I mean, anyway. All right, y'all. Oh, let me show you the person in Canton. I don't know. Is there any other updates? Okay, hold on. Let me make sure. I didn't actually check today, so I wonder if, let me see if they found him. No, this guy in Canton, I don't think, I think he got killed. I really do. They say it looked like there was a, um, uh, what do you call it? Like, oh my God, I can't even think of the word. It's late. I'm getting to the part where my brain is really tired. Like a fight, like, something happened. What's the word they normally my recall is what has been affected from my uh past addiction. Like I can't recall things very good. That's why I always ask you guys. But like it's right there in my head. Like something happened in the his apartment. Oh, and they're looking for a specific guy from. Well, let me show you real quick. But let me before I do that, I just want to make sure one more thing here. Now I don't know this guy, but he's from Canton, where like my small town, not just from Ohio, but he's actually from Canton, which is like a small, city in Ohio. So it's like the actual, place I live. I'll show you guys. I'll show you guys. Yeah, unfortunately, I do think he's no longer because it just doesn't. I just can't see like he had like a show. So I was just making sure that there wasn't any other thing that I in those groups that I should go over with Travis. I don't understand though why like there was like probably three bigger groups that was Travis groups that disappeared. Like they're not even anywhere anymore that I was a member of. Like where did they go? They had like a lot more thousands of people than I don't know. I can't see them like doing anything that got him in trouble. All right, let me show you real quick. Wait, what did I put it? What did I label it as? Hold on. I can't. I gotta remember where I put the stuff. The screenshots. I mean, I could just bring it up on Facebook, but Oh, maybe I put it with. Has anybody heard about the Canton thing or no? Oh. Well, here's the flyer, but I'll just have to only bring up the group. So this is the flyer. Missing since June 19th. Last seen leaving Darlin's crew in Canton, Ohio. Ryan JJ Godby. He like does drag, so he had like a show that Saturday that I guess he was so excited for. So it's not like he just left on his own. He was so excited for it. I guess I don't know him. I'm just reading Facebook posts and stuff. People that know him, they said he was just so excited picking out outfits. So obviously he didn't willingly just leave. Something freaking happened. Here, let me bring up the Facebook stuff. And I'll show you the person that they're looking for. I don't know if I don't think the guy ever showed. So if this guy doesn't have anything to do with it, you think he would come and be like, look, it's not, I'm fine. So that's why it's like always suspicious when. Well, I don't know. Here's like some of his stuff. Have you seen Ryan? Still may have makeup on, but I made it home single because he's cut. Oh, that's just his post. Sorry. It says, knowing the last texts were Danny's mad at me. And when with them, May 29th and 30th, I watched Danny get in a physical altercation at the bar. This is the snap I got from Ryan. The next morning, after offering to take Ryan home that night, later finding out he walked. This is so heavy on my heart. I wish he stayed done. So that his I think it would be Danny, or I think supposedly his boyfriend, or wait, because they arrested somebody on drug charges because they went to talk to him and he had drugs, so they arrested him. They don't know if he has something to do with it, but there's this guy right here. They're trying to figure out who he is. They said the security footage of the man Ryan Godby, he's right here. This is the guy missing. Was with the night of Thursday, June 19th, an 11 o'clock hour in Canton. This is not Donnie or Danny. Okay, so this isn't Danny. This is a man that Ryan met Thursday night for the first time. And this was at the bar. They caught, this surveillance video. He was with him. I was trying to figure out, like, where at the bar is this? The restroom? Is there a little hallway and restroom right there? I don't know. But yeah, they're trying to figure out who this guy is because they want to talk to him. And yet it's been how many days? Almost 10 days. And this guy hasn't come forward and be like, oh, it's just me. And he said what he's, what he saw. So I feel like it just makes me think he's suspicious. Like, who is this guy? Come talk and see what you said. Or are you trying to hide something, I know some people, I did see some people trying to figure out who this guy is, but I don't know. Whoa, that looks like no, I mean, like I said, this guy might not have anything to do with it, but somebody that looks like him was seen with him at the bar that Ryan was last seen at. Wow, that does look a lot like him. I don't know if that's the same guy, but somebody AI'd this, so I don't trust that as much, because it could get features wrong. So that's AI, you could tell. I don't like that. Where's the original? Because I don't like the AI because it really does. It could distort the features. Yeah, I don't like that. It's too blurry of a picture to AI and get it right. You need like a clear picture to AI something to clear. I call it AI, but like to clear it up or make it look clear or whatever. And you do the AI one or whatever. There's different things you could use for like, AI, and it just does it. But you need a clearer picture or it can change the feature. So you can't trust what it is, what it shows. So yeah. But I mean, I saw the one that was AI, and yeah, I mean, it looks kind of like what this looks without like zooming into it in a way. I don't know, guys. I mean, let me see here. Here's his, yeah, look, he had June 21st. He had a show. June 27th, June 28th. I don't know. But that's in Canton where I'm at. So I figured I'd share it. If anybody could help figure out, I don't know. Huh. If you guys want to look into it, and if you guys find anything, let me know. let me just hold on a second. Let me just Google Ryan. What's his name? Godby, and just see what comes up for the case. All right. So here. So Canton police suspicious circumstances in case of missing 26-year-old. So last seen leaving Darling's crew in Canton, or this is that one. Where the 26-year-old was set to perform over the weekend. Desperate for answers. Ryan last spoke with loved ones on June 19th and was last seen leaving Darling's crew. It's a LGBTQ bar and nightclub where they were set to perform in a drag show over the weekend. Godby, who uses they, them pronouns, was officially reported missing on Sunday. Canton police say the case involves mysterious circumstances and detectives are treating the investigation with urgency. Jackie Godby, Ryan's mother, told 3 News that her son is epileptic and their medication was left behind in their apartment, as well as their cats. She said there were signs of struggle in Ryan's apartment. Signs of a struggle. That's what I was trying to think of. Remember, I was like, what do they say? The statement, the phrase, signs of a struggle. Okay. That's my foggy brain that can't recall. Okay, so signs of a struggle. Ryan wouldn't just walk away from his family and friends. He wouldn't leave his medicine, and he definitely wouldn't have left his cats behind. Oh shoot. Jackie said Ryan had moved into an apartment in April and was making connections with friends in the local LGBTQ community and living their life dream. She told 3 News Ryan was so excited to perform at the crew and that they would not have missed it. He was with my mom Thursday afternoon working on outfits and different things to prepare for Saturday. Jackie said any friends that talked to him throughout the last 2 weeks knew he was working on this and he was ecstatic. This was his dream come true. Samantha, a local mother who founded the Silent Mother Project, has become an advocate for Ryan's case on social media, said that according to friends and loved ones, the 26-year-old texted a friend that their live-in boyfriend was upset with them before their disappearance. Jackie said the text was sent at 12:27 a.m. Friday, June 20th, and that was the last known contact anybody had with Ryan. Richardson said Godby's boyfriend is in custody on drug and trespassing charges. It is unknown whether the arrest has any connection to the missing person case. Richardson said the Godby family is working with police to organize search parties Friday evening. The family is looking for people to assist the search efforts in any way. Oh my God. Let me see. Oh my God. Oh, what? Oh my Lord. Lord. Can I just, okay, here we go. A 33-year-old homeless man from Massillon is charged with criminal trespass and other charges. This is what I don't understand, though, because they said the live-in boyfriend was arrested. I think that's who they're talking about, but now they're calling him a 33-year-old homeless man, or is that somebody else that's arrested on criminal trespass and drug charges? I don't know. Yeah, he is identified as an associate of Godby. So this is where I am confused. So is his live-in boyfriend and this associate both arrested for trespassing and other charges, which they said the live-in boyfriend was drug charges. This just said other charges. Or is that the same person? And are they calling him homeless because, I don't know. They said he was a live-in boyfriend. I don't know. Anyway, I'm thinking it's just one person that's arrested. That they're talking about. And it says The victim's mother says there's signs of a struggle in her son's apartment. Man. So that's that. Associate jailed on trespassing and drug. Yeah, it's gotta be that same. It's gotta be. But why the one thing they call him living boyfriend, then they call him homeless associate? Makes no sense. It makes no sense. Anyway, guys, I'm tired. I'm gonna go. But if you guys know anything, hear anything, I guess I would probably more since I live around here. But I thought I'd share it because I thought it's always good to get the news out, help so it could just the right person can see it. And I know I do have people that watch me from Ohio. Some people are like, I feel like there was a couple that was in the Akron area or a little bit close. I think it's going to be a murder. I do. I think it's a murder. I think somebody killed him because obviously he didn't leave on his own. Okay. So either somebody's kidnapped him or they killed him and put him somewhere. It could be that live-in boyfriend, or it could be, I don't know what side of the struggle. I don't know. I could be wrong and maybe he'll be safe, but what do you guys think? Because it does your at this delicious for life. So you know when you comment under comments, it'll right? It usually shows up, the at name usually shows up in the comments, right? Just not live chats. Right, guys? Or was I wrong about that? That's what I'm always remembering. Anyway, I thought I felt something, but I didn't. I just have like I have a very like I don't want to say I don't know what the right word is, but anyway, it's like very like muscle or bone. I don't know how to explain it, but it's like uh I guess muscle. I don't know. I sound stupid. I'm gonna shut up. But yes, thank you. I was thought that's what I was remembering, but then as I said it again for like the fifth time today about that, then I'm like, wait a minute, what if I'm like remembering wrong? But yeah, I always remember seeing that like in comments because everybody in this under the videos and comments, it said the different name all the time, and it used to confuse me. Like, wait, why is that different? But I started to get used to it. But now they're doing it in the live chat. Which why don't I always just thought it was weird under comments that it should have just came up in the same as live chat. I feel like I wish they would have switched it that way or switched the comments to show up because normally what correct me if I'm wrong, but we don't choose that name. Right? Like that just I don't know. Is that just your email? I don't know how that comes up, but I feel like I didn't choose how mine shows up. I only choose the zavgirl part. And then how the handle shows up, I feel like that I don't know. Why do I feel like that they chose that? Am I wrong? That I never chose anything. I swear. No, I mean it's been a while ago, but I don't remember putting anything. What does mine show up as, guys? Maybe because mine is just Zav Girl. What does mine come up as? I don't even know. How do we know what yours is? Like if because obviously under my comments, it probably I think it does say Zav Girl in the comments. But is it because it's my channel? I think mine's like yours all saying. It's just the same. So wait, like Casey, for instance, you chose to make your handle different than your profile name. Why though? I don't get it. Like, why wouldn't you want it the same? Huh. They just keep it all the same. Like Melanie, you chose to make yours different. I don't know. I don't remember. I think it's just when I did mine, I don't think like I knew it was an option. So I just my zavgirl, and that's just what it was. I don't think I had like or knew that I could have to add a different thing. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I don't remember giving me that option. That's all. So I think it's how long have you had an account, Casey? Because maybe it's a newer, somewhat newer thing. Maybe mine was older and I don't remember that. Oh, there you go. Somebody said you could change it. X random X girl said you could change it. Are you born in 81 too? Okay. Well, yeah, that makes sense. Then, if you really are able to choose it, then you could change it because you could change your profile name. All right, guys, I'm gonna go. Oh, it's me. Hi again. Thank you for joining. Yay! Thank you. Our first join today, or super. I mean, anything that I think last live I got one super chat. And then this is one thing that I get that's starred. So whatever you call it, because I get starred things for like super chats or members or anything. So it's my first starred thing over there. Thank you. Um. All right, I'm gonna go. I gotta walk around a little bit and get some blood flowing. The same name as my other one. Really? How long did you say you've had? Hold on. How long have you had an account, Casey? How long is that account, YouTube account, have you had it? Because maybe me and All Saint has had ours for longer, and back before it changed, you were able to keep it the same. That's why we just kept it the same because that was just what it was. We didn't even know there was an option. We just was the same. You know what I'm saying? And then maybe it was a newer. I don't. I mean, like as far as like after we signed up or something. I don't know. That's the only thing I could think of. What do you think? You still haven't answered. How long have you had your account? Or I should ask it this way. How long have you had it that name, like to put that name in it when you would have been picking the names and stuff? You know what I'm saying? When that would have had that option of where it didn't give you the option. Okay, 2020. Yeah, that would be after me. I would have had mine before you. So maybe that's it. Oh. All right, I'm gonna go, guys. Oh, you said 2020. Oh, I was looking at Melanie's. Melanie's, yeah, I've had mine was before yours. Now, Casey, 2016. That would have been, I think, before me, a little bit before me. So I don't know. Maybe it's just set up different. I don't know why it did that. Did you do it like through your phone, maybe? Maybe it's the difference if like what phone and if you did it through your phone or a PC. Because I'm pretty sure I did mine on. I don't know though. I was gonna say my computer, but I don't know. Maybe it was probably most of my stuff I do on my computer with like that stuff. So maybe that's the difference. I don't know. All right. I know. That's what I saw it, Casey. I have yours up. That's what I was saying. I know. I said that was Melanie's 2020. I corrected it. I said, "Oh, that was Melanie 2020," and then I saw yours, and I said, "Oh, yours, you would have been before me. Melanie's, I would have been before her, and then yours, I saw Melanie's, and I corrected it like a few minutes ago, and I said, "Oh, yeah, Melanie's would, I would have had mine before Melanie, but you would have had yours, but a little bit before me." So that's what I was explaining all that. Like maybe it's you did it on a phone or something. I don't know, and I did it on a PC. Because I never even had, I don't even remember having that option. And you're saying it wouldn't let you pick the same. Why does me and All Sane have the same though? We didn't have a problem. Oh, saying we're just special. I don't know. I'm just making it up. All right, bye guys.